We have seen table view and we have played with the table view like creating table views, adding different cells, reloading, and customization, editing, deleting, customizing the table view, customizing the table view cells, rounded corners, applying the rounded corners, displaying the delete button. We have seen many things, and in real time we might face different scenarios, but the formulas are same. Most of the time you need to customize it, and sometimes you need to edit it, like deleting some row and selecting a particular thing and moving to the next view. Moving to the next view is again two ways. One is presenting, another one is by using navigation. You can push it. While coming back, navigation provides you the default back button, whereas you can also write our own logic, like dismiss view controller in case of general model, and in case of navigation controller, pop view controller. Navigation controller is a stack of view controller which maintains a hierarchy, basically stack of view controller which are already displayed. Anyways, today we see the table view is collection of rows. Only rows we have seen. Now I want to display a collection like an array with rows and columns, like grid. I need to have rows as well as columns. To display collection in the form of rows or columns, we are having separate component called collection view, where you can display the items in rows and columns. Let me show you. It is also kind of similar to table view, but a little difference. Same thing you need to follow. First thing, how to connect. Drag and drop. First step is collection view. Drag and drop the collection view. Let's set it for iPhone 13 Pro. This is collection view. In table view, we have table view cell. We need to drag and drop table view cell. Similarly, collection view by default gives you a collection view cell. This is the collection view cell. For table view, we have delegate and data source set. Same thing, set delegate equal to view controller, data source equal to view controller. Delegate and data source and delegate. And we have collection view cell. By default, we got it. In case of table view, what we do is we drag and drop one table view cell and we set identifier. Similarly, for this also set some identifier. The identifier is collection view cell. Collection view cell. Table view cell by default contains few components, like it contains image view, title, subtitle, accessory view. Table view by default contains few properties, few outlets, but the collection view does not contain anything. The collection view does not contain anything. So you have to add everything on your own. We have to add everything, whatever you want. Those should be added on your own. How to add? By taking custom table view cell, right? Similarly, by taking custom collection view. Whenever you are adding something, inheritance. Let me take a separate class for this custom collection view cell, which is a class of EA collection view cell. UI EA collection view cell, custom collection view cell, custom collection view cell. Here specify collection view cell. You are controlled by so and so, or your object of custom collection view cell. Now I want to display simply a content UI label. UI label, where I'll just leave the things in the center. here. Additionally, I want to display by default the collection view cell has nothing. I want to add something which is label. I have added. Let's create the outlet for the label. Title label, UI label. We have specified the class collection view cell. Your custom collection view cell. You're not simply collection view cell. Your custom collection view cell. Title label we have here. Set the title. Now everything is ready. Even the identifier, I'm going to change it. Just keep the class name as identifier. Custom collection cell. Just maintaining the similarities. Come here for table view. What we do? We implement delete methods, right? Extension, view controller, collection view, delegate, collection view data source. Collection view data sources, even table view data source has few required methods, right? Similarly, here also the collection view is having few required methods. So those are number of items in section, cell for row at index path. What are the two required methods which we need in case of a table view? Let's see. View controller, a table view data source. Number of rows in section is the one thing, and cell for row index path is the another thing. These are the two methods in case of table view. These are the two methods in case of collection view. What is the difference here? Number of items in section, number of rows in section. Here, each item, each cell is treated as item. So number of items. Cell for row at index path, cell for item and index path. Here also we're getting index path. Here also we're getting index path. Here also we're getting section. Here also we're getting section. Number of rows in section, number of items in section. Number of cell for row at index path, cell for item at index path. Almost similar. Okay. Only instead of rows, here we need to treat them as items. Let me create my own collection here. So instead of, let me return here 10 cells. And here, what is the cell? There is no default cell, only custom cells. Guard let cell equal to collection view dot dq reusable cell with identifier. Same process. What is the cell name? This, right? Custom collection view cell. Index path dot it is asking for index path, whatever we are getting as input or argument. Pass the index path dot row. Index path. Else return empty collection view cell. Collection view cell empty. Here we are getting custom collection view cell and consider this as custom collection view cell. Type considering operator. What is the custom collection view cell? So that we can access the label. Now cell has a label, title label, right? Title label dot text. I'm just putting the row and section, item and section actually. Index path dot row, comma, index path dot section. That's it. Run it. What is missing here? Two values. Okay. Finally, return the cell. Same process, whatever we did for table view, we are doing it. But only difference is here it displays in multiple rows and columns. Whereas in table view, it displays only in columns. We have set here iPhone 13. Let's run it on the iPhone 13 Pro only. iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro. The user interface which we have set for iPhone 13 Pro. Tomorrow we see the auto layout so that you don't have to set default simulator. So that you can run it on any simulator. What happened? Nothing displayed. Let's set the color so that we can. Yeah, nothing is displayed for some reason. What is this? Sender ID. Okay. CollectionView. We have set data source and delegate. We are writing it. Maybe here it is failed. Let's see. It is coming here.
So row bitter, sir. Item
Hmm?
row bitter, sir. Item gada index path dot item.
Where? At which line?
29.
No, that is correct only. Maybe dot background color. Let me set the background color. Your color dot red. Yeah, the content is displayed here actually, but here auto layout is the problem. In this, what I do is I'll just specify size of the item. What is the cell height? Cell width, cell size. Here it is 128 by 128. Let me set that. Here also, we have set the height of the table you cell, right? Height for the row index path. Here also, we're having something called size for item at index path. There is a method called size for item at index path. There you need to specify the size of the cell. Or else you need to follow the auto layout so that the content will be in the center. Here, there is another protocol to specify the size. UA collection we delegate flow layout. This is the another protocol which you need to implement if you want to specify the size. Okay, here let me put collection view layout size for the item at index path. Size for the item. Here written it is what it is asking for. It is asking for width and height. Basically, in case of table view only, we are passing written some height 80 pixels. Here, since this is item which contains width and height, CG size, it's asking for size, give width 128.0, height 128.0. What happened to this? Yeah. 128 is the height of our cell. Width and height. Okay. It is unable to accommodate 3 cells in single row. It is for the given height, given width and height, it is unable to accommodate 3 cells in a given row. Here, if you see, there is some space. Okay. Here also there is some space actually, but it is 2 more because it is unable to accommodate. How do we make them display 3 cells here? Let me make 120 and 120. Whenever you put 120, 3 cells are able to accommodate. Automatically, it is adjusted. You don't have to do anything. Okay, but make sure whenever you are displaying 2 cells, it is following equal gap. In case of rows, if it is 20 pixels, maintain here also 20 pixels. That looks neat. If you maintain 40 pixels here, and if you do not maintain 40 pixels here, if you maintain 100 pixels here gap, like previously, it doesn't look good. Okay, even we have those methods here. Item interspace. Inter item spacing. 20 pixels, and I just want to maintain the gap between these two, and line minimum line spacing. Here also it is 20 pixels. Let's see whether it displays 2 or 3. Yeah, it is. After maintaining this gap, it is here it is 20, here it is 20. Remaining gap, in the remaining gap, only 2 items are accommodated. Let me display 3 items. How to display 3 items here? Let total width of the screen. How to get the total width of the screen? View dot frame dot size dot width. This is the complete width. Okay, what you want to leave? I want to leave 20 pixels here and 20 pixels here, means 40 pixels I want to leave. Let's remove the 40 pixels. So here let single item width. How to get the single item width? Total screen minus 40 pixels by 3. Total screen width is this, and I'm removing the extra space which we occupied, extra gaps which we occupied, so that we get the remaining width. From the remaining width, I am dividing that remaining width into 3 times, so that I'm just putting width, this width. Let's see if it works. Still not working. Let me make this 60. Maybe some 8 pixels or 8 pixels maintains the minimum gap. Here, let me take a 42 and see. Sorry, 42. Yeah, more than 40. Whenever you give more than 40, it is actually 3 lines. This is how we need to calculate the size of the item. Okay, if you want to display only 2 cells, then what we can do? Let's do 2 cell, and here just give 20 is the gap, right? Let's put 21 or 22. 2 items, automatically it is adjusted. Okay, we see whenever we are moving, we are rotating, it is not occupying actually. We see that as well, how to do when we are rotating, when we come with the auto layout. Okay, hope this is clear. Whenever we tap it, we're having method did select out index path, right? Did select item at index path. Wherever there is row, just put item, cell clicked. Collection is very, very important again. Most of the time we use the table views. In some situations, we use collection view as well, but always customization. We know how to customize it. Tap, 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 tap. Displaying, yes. Zero cell, 7th cell, 8th cell, 2nd cell. We can also move whatever we need whenever to navigate from one view to another view. Here you can use create the object of next view controller or destination view controller. Destination view controller. Set the properties or set the data to pass, push, or present. This is how we can navigate from one view controller to another view controller. Okay. Any doubts here? We see auto layout in next class, so that we get more clarity, like why this is not in the center. If you see actually, okay, we can make that always in the center by setting something. This is the auto layout system. We see this tomorrow. This is the label, always be in the center. You can also display whatever you want. You can display. If you see here, it is always in the center. It is always in the center. And this is all about collection view. Whatever you want to display. For a table, we have played with different ways of displaying the images, many things. Same thing you can perform here, but concept is similar kind of table view. You play with this and we see auto load system. Then you get more clarity, like whenever you are orientating, etc. Any more doubts here?